Hello everyone, welcome to this week's crystal video. I've actually skipped out on doing a crystal reading for March. I'll be back to doing the crystal readings in April because I have a special series that I'm running on videos this month on working with crystals as portals, as keys, to have transdimensional or transcendental experiences, which is all kind of a celebration and lead up to the opening of enrollment for my crystal mediumship program that opens just after the equinox in March. So today I am talking about portal quartz. Portal quartz, also known as time link quartz. So if you look here real close, what you'll see here is you'll see, and it's hard to show in the video, I have, oh, and of course we've got mirror images, and so now I'm putting my finger in the wrong place. There we go. There you can see it right there, that parallelogram right there. I do also have a blog post on this where I've got close-up photos, so you can click the link in my description and go to the blog article so you can see this. But this parallelogram that has formed on the face of this quartz. And when I look at this, and this is how you gauge them, it's leaning to the left. So they can lean to the left, they can lean to the right, or sometimes they'll be centered. Now there are different teachings, there are different philosophies on what these time links or these portals, these keys mean, what they activate for people, and sometimes that can get confusing. I always go back to the crystal when I'm confused, so I'm going to share with you the teachings that I've received about this, and you can take what resonates for you and you can leave the rest. What I have received, the teachings I have received, is that when they're leaning to the left, they activate the right side of the brain, the right hemisphere of the brain. So our creative selves, our intuitive selves, our emotional memory. When they're leaning to the right, they activate the left hemisphere of the brain, which is our thinking selves, our reasoning selves, our cognitive function, science, logic, maths, technology. So that's one way that you can work with portal quartz, and I'll teach you how to activate it per se, how to open the key or activate the key. But that's one way that you can work with it, especially in healing work when you're looking to do healing within those realms of self. Another way to work with portal quartz is to access past or future. Past memories, past lives, information or guidance from past civilizations, ancient civilizations, ancestors, soul memories, soul level DNA. Whereas when it's facing to the right, that's how you can access the future, do divination work, access information from realms or levels of consciousness or beings of consciousness in terms of what's yet to come. Again, this could be technology, this could be teachings, this could be divination work. When it's centered, you can access either one. You can access the past, you can access the future, depending on your intention in the working. It also helps to balance the left and right hemispheres. So for those of you, let's say you're opening a new business, let's say, and it's a creative business, it's an artistic venture, but there's still that whole business component and you need the two sides of you to work together. You can work with a centered portal or centered time link in terms of that. It can also provide deeper insight into what's happening in the present. So what's happening in your life, what's happening in the world, what's happening in a relationship, etc., etc. So those are the basics. That's kind of the basic information in terms of how to work with a portal or a time link in a quartz. It's a natural formation, and you know they show up fairly regularly. So after this video, you may want to go and look through your collection of natural quartz points and see if you can find time links, see if you can find keys. I've been noticing what's been showing up for me a lot lately in my collection has been keys that are accessing the past. So it can also depend on where you are in your path, where you are in your process, and what can best be of service to you at this time. Some say too that when it's in the center, sometimes it may slightly shift, might slightly shift left, shift right, depending on what you need, which of course is some of the magic and the alchemy of working with crystals. The easiest way to open and activate a portal or a time link is to take your thumb, and I always recommend working with crystals, especially in this case when you're seeking to connect with the energy and receive guidance, that you hold it in your receptive hand. So that's your non-dominant hand. I did a video last week on how to determine what's receptive, what's dominant, and how to work with it. But you basically take the portal, take the time link, rub your thumb over it and rub down, rub towards you. Generally, when you're rubbing something on a crystal to open or activate, you rub it towards you to open. That's kind of old magic, old knowledge, okay, to receive. And then when you're looking to, oh, sorry, I'm not in the video, not in the camera view. Mirror images, always confusing. And when you're seeking to close it, you rub up away from you, and that closes it, locks it, seals it in. Now, there are definitely times where you try this to try to open this and you're not getting anything. You're not getting anything. And it could be that either A, that crystal specifically isn't for you, or B, it's just not for you right now on your path. Sometimes you have to sit with it a little longer. Sometimes you need a really clear intention. And again, this part of this is just sort of the magic and wisdom and workings of crystals, and working with crystals as keys, working with crystals as portals, which is what my mediumship program is all about. Accessing different realms of consciousness, levels of light, codes of light, and beings of light, and opening and accessing and creating bridges, portals, gateways through working with crystals. So it's a very fascinating working, and that's why I wanted to share that with you guys today. So, do you want me to do a bit of channeling? Yes, let's do a bit of channeling. I'm just going to adjust my camera here. Okay, so as I said, with the portal, so I'm going to rub it 3 times towards me. And as I said, that's a basic working. And then I hold my thumb over it. Some of you may have received different teachings or have different workings. There can be more complicated sort of magical ways or energetic ways of connecting and opening. Well, no, I just see it. I just saw that gateway. I just saw that portal in my mind's eye and it opened. So let me be quiet and let's see what comes through. Okay, and so this one is telling me, it's got some messages that are exclusively for me, that are private for me, so I'll have to come back to working with this later. And that is oftentimes why crystals come into our keepings. As I said, they find us where we are on our path, because they're seeking to share with us, to interact with us, to connect with us. That's part of their purpose in the working. But this one, as I said, it's leaning to the left. This is definitely past related. It's also telling me that it relates to left, the parallelograms that are inclined towards the left, also inclined towards the left-hand path, So this is the nature realm, the fey realm, the magical realm. It can also definitely be a realm of shadow. It can be a realm of darkness. It's telling me that when the time link, the portal, is inclined towards the right, it's inclined more towards the right-hand path. And then ones that are centered are more inclined towards the center path. But this one is inclined towards the left-hand path. The right-hand path typically is more the celestial path, the path of light, the path of higher guidance, the angelic. And depending, on teachings, on lineage, on philosophies, because we do all have, different teachings and opinions. The right is usually the middle realm, the human realm, the earth realm. But here, you know, in the realm of shadow, in the realm of myth, in the realm of mystery, this is also a place where the left-leaning portals can take us. And it's telling me that portal quartz in general, that's what it's referring to itself as opposed to time link. But it's saying time link is a bridge, and that also makes sense. But portal quartz in general helps us to access different realms of being, different realms of dimension, different realms of experience, different layers of our reality. It's saying that, you know, human beings have really come to, you know, espouse and embody and become entrenched. It says we're trenchant in our belief that the only realm of reality, the only world reality that we exist in is the one that we see here, the physical one that we see here and engage in here. And it's saying, you know, in many ways this is egotistical of human beings to just assume that the world that revolves around them, that was created for them and that they've co-created, is the only realm that is existent. And it's saying, you know, that is incorrect. And there are those of us that are seekers, that are pathway walkers, that are light walkers. You know, crystals often refer to me, you know, they use this term of medicine walker in terms of going into these other realms of spirit. And it said, you know, this has been a practice since ancient times. And it's a practice that we're being called to more and more and more. I'm getting tingling up here on my crown. This is part of the reason why I feel so strongly about doing my mediumship program now, for these reasons. But it's saying, you know, it's showing me kind of this land filled with mist, and the things that are veiled from our experience, that are veiled from our viewpoints, that these crystals can open. And it says it's accessible to those who are pure of heart. And it's saying what it means in terms of pure heart is not like a pure person, not a perfect person or an idealized person, right? Because more or less that doesn't exist, but except in our minds, but in our shadow belief systems. But it's saying those who are true seekers, those who are seeking to discover more of existence, more of experience. And, you know, ultimately this translates into more of themselves, more of their stories, more of their possibilities. It's saying we need to enrich the stories of our lives. We've become so, again, entrenched, you know, in sort of the humdrum of daily life. And of course, daily life has been exceptionally difficult for a lot of people. I mean, it always has been, but especially now. And it's saying, you know, we've lost so much of our story. We've lost so much of our magic. We've lost so much of our enrichment. We've forgotten the beauty and majesty of enchantment, and how it makes life more bearable, how it makes life more beautiful, how it gives us more purpose and reason in life. It's saying that there's more to be discovered in art. There's more to be discovered in music. There are more stories to be told. There is more for us to experience in our own stories, in our own masterpieces. You know, no matter who we are, no matter, you know, what walk of life or path we're walking or where we come from. And so there's really this call, you know, come to the mist, see through the mist, come through to these different realms of experience. Reclaim more of your possibility, more of your majesty, more of your magic, more of your experience. Become a mist walker, become someone who's willing to pass through the veils. And it's saying this can be done safely, because anytime you feel that you're encountering something that's dark, or too complex or too challenging, or that triggers any kind of fear, or, you know, if you feel too far out of your comfort zone, it's saying to pull yourself back is really simple, because all you do is you just imagine yourself back in your body and you close the portal. You rub your thumb back over it 3 times. I guess it's which direction? closing out, closing out. Okay, so it's rubbing back up. I'm not going to do it right now because I'd sever the connection, but rubbing back out. So rubbing away from you, because that's like shutting the door, and it seals it and it closes it. So, and it's also saying, you know, in terms of memory, in terms of what you can access through portal quartz, all of that is encoded in portal quartz. So if ever you get a portal quartz that has been worked with in this way before by people of previous generations, previous lifetimes, because of course pieces of quartz have been around for an exceptionally long time, you may even see, it's saying especially for seers, crystal workers, you may even see some of where other crystal workers have gone before, because that will become encoded in the quartz. And that's saying that becomes part of the quartz's own energetic matrix, a memory matrix that cannot be erased, that cannot be cleared. So there may occasionally be someone, and you know, people always want to cling to fear right away. Don't do that. But you know, you may occasionally pick up a portal quartz, and maybe it's gone. The previous person who's worked with it has gone to places that are darker and whatnot. But it's saying you can always carve your own path. Or if you feel that the quartz isn't right for you, you can bury it back in the earth, return it to whence it came. But it's saying this is, you know, in essence, this is the calling. So it's saying, you know, if it sparks this for any of you, the important thing is to come into a place of clear energy, but also clear intention, and allow your pure heart, your child's heart, your imaginary heart to open up and guide you through this work. Okay, and so that's the message I'm coming back out. So thank you so much, being, for sharing that with me today. And I'm going to close the portal now. And so that was some teaching. That was some teaching and messages from Portal Quartz. So I hope that was of service to you. And again, if you want to see more of a close-up pic of this and read some of the text from, there's a good one, there from this video today, you can hit the link in my description and go to the blog, or if you're watching this on IGTV, go to my profile, hit the link there, go to the blog, and then you can see some close-up pictures of the different formations of portal quartz. And if that spoke to you, and if you want to learn more about working with crystals as portals, as keys, and start reclaiming more of the richness of your story and access to other realms, other spirit beings, other teachings, other forms of spirit medicine, then definitely check out my mediumship program. I will put that description in the bio as well. I'll be teaching it live. It runs for just a little over 2 months, and it's going to be adventurous, exploratory, amazing, and definitely expansive. So if that calls to your heart, if that calls to your soul, check it out. If you have questions or something you want to share, please leave it in the comments. I do my best to read and respond to all comments. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please do subscribe. More magical crystal videos are definitely coming this month. So blessings to all of you. Thank you so much. Be well.